In this video, we're going to be using Southern Witchcrafts Gravefruit and the Timeless Titanium Razor. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks. Welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I'm very excited to do this shave today because this is just one of those shaves that I'm just treating myself to. And so we'll start with the soap today. And this is Southern Witchcrafts Grapefruit. And honestly, for me, this is one of the best scents of all time. It is just a beautiful, dark citrus. The sad part about it is this was sort of a limited run. I hope they will make more of this in the future. They made a few runs, but man, oh man, what a scent this is. This was a collaboration between Southern Witchcrafts and APR. And what a scent. Scent strength, medium high. Beautiful citrus, beautiful. It's a dark citrus is the way I would characterize it. And I hope they make more of this because this is terrific. It's one of my favorite scents of all time, and I wish more people could enjoy it. And it's kind of the reason I don't like limited offerings, because I want you to be able to enjoy these things if you should choose to do it. And when you can't get it, it bums me out. And so that's why I don't use these type of things a lot. Okay, so as to the razor, which is readily available, this is the Timeless Titanium Razor. Now, I made a video a couple weeks ago, my wish list for 2021, and this was on it. And Justin, known as Carry On Steady, now on Instagram, reached out to me and said, hey, I have a timeless razor I'm selling. He was using the, my version here is a little bit different because I obtained a top cap and a plate here from Timeless. I got those from Timeless. But he sold me the base razor without the scallops and all that. And this is just one of these things I'm treating myself to. These are pricey. It's titanium. $225 is where it starts. And again, it's one of those things where if you buy premium hardware, you have to consider it as a lifetime investment. However, this is made in the USA. It is crafted by the folks at Timeless. They do everything in-house. They don't outsource it. They do the polishing. They do all the machining. One of the things I really love about Timeless razors, and this is the 95 blade gap, as you see there, is the open comb. The open comb is rounded, and so therefore when you're using it, you don't get any sharp rake-like edges. Some open comb razors are straight out and it feels rough. This, because of that beautiful rounding, which is sort of unique to Timeless, or at least I've only seen a few people doing it, let's put it that way, is really beautiful. And so I love this open comb design, scallop head. This is the polished version. You can get it in matte finish if you like. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this apart and load a brand new Astra. Now this particular Astra blade is the newer version of Astra. I know some people don't like these because you see how faint the lettering is, and they claim they are different. Folks have reached out to Astra, and Astra insists that these are made exactly the same way, minus the way the labeling is put on them. So we'll use it today and see. And as you can see, Timeless has those really nice posts and fits through like this. These heads have lather channels right there for the lather to be rinsed through. And I got a little washer on here. It's up to you whether you use those or not. I asked the folks at Timeless whether they thought that was a good or bad idea, and they didn't seem to mind it. They said, basically, it's your razor when you buy it. You know, do whatever you like. And there you go with the blade loaded. Again, this is not an inexpensive razor, but it is beautiful. And this is the type of thing I would consider a lifetime investment. So thank you very much, Justin, for giving me that base razor. And thanks to Timeless as well. Really magnificent razor. Okay, let's get started today. 24 hours growth here. I'm going to go ahead and mist. And also, Justin sent this TurnNShave brush when I bought the Timeless razor. So I've never had a TurnNShave brush, and here you see very, very nice bright colors on it. And so let's get going. And he really wanted me to try this cashmere fan, which is the knot type. And Justin, I'm digging it. It's set a little bit lower than what I typically go for, but it feels great. So thanks again, Justin. Justin and Sally, So Sharp, or not So Sharp, but Sharp. I apologize, Sally. I blew it. Anyway, Sally and Justin, Carry On Steady, and I'm forgetting Sally's name. How could I forget Sally? The lovely Sally. I apologize. Anyway, They're on Instagram, great people. I'll link their accounts below. Give them a follow. Really nice folks. And I apologize, Sally, for of all the people to forget, you shouldn't be one of them. Or to forget, you know, how your name is. I think I get So Sharp David and Sally mixed up. Hers is not So Sharp, it's something sharp. I don't know. Man, I blew it. I blew it. Hopefully I won't blow the shave. So let's get going. Enough yapping today. Our first few strokes with the Timeless titanium polished. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That feels great. Now, I don't really get any difference in feel from the polished versions and the matte. For me, that's all just an aesthetic thing. Some people say they are sensitive enough to discern the difference in feel. I am not. So if you're one of those people who can feel the difference, great. But for me, a matte finish works just fine. However, I do like the looks of the polished, which is, you know, why I wanted a polished one. Just to, you know, you appreciate the craftsmanship of it. And again, I'm one of these people that I will use gear of all price ranges. Now, if you gave me a choice, like if I could get this razor for $75, would I prefer that? Yes. But that's not what it costs. These razors are expensive to make. Titanium's a very hard metal, and the machining and polishing on this is quite good. And so it does take time. And when you get the polished version or the scalloped top cap, it's going to cost more because it costs more time and effort to make. And therefore the cost is also more. So just keep those things in mind. You can get it without all of that and get it cheaper. But just about all titanium razors are on the pricey side. Now, what are the advantages of titanium? Extremely hard metal, very durable. In weight, it is between aluminum and stainless steel. So if you want some heft, but you don't like a ton of heft, let's say, this fits right there nicely in between stainless steel and aluminum, right in that middle of those two metals. And so you might appreciate it. You do have to pay more. They are always more expensive because it's a tougher metal to machine and a tougher metal to work with relative to stainless, brass, aluminum. And it's also more expensive generally. So, you know, those are the reasons why you'll see the prices on these are generally quite a bit higher than the other metals. So if it costs more to make, if it takes more effort, it's going to be more pricey. Now, the Timeless offerings are made in Ohio. There's some brothers that own a shop. They make everything themselves. One of the things I want to mention is they also offer a free gift if you're a veteran, if you're a first responder, nurse, doctor. Make sure you take advantage of that free gift. Or you're going to order something from Timeless. There's a little box there that asks if you're a first responder or a veteran or so on. Police, take care of that. They sort of like to give back in that way. They do offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, so you can send it back. I think they have like a restocking fee or something of $10 or somewhere thereabouts. But if you're just unhappy with it, they'll work with you on that within the 30 days if you purchase directly from them. And they do make things in-house, so they don't outsource. Some razor companies put their name on things and outsource. That's okay. I don't have any problem with that. But when you're dealing with Timeless, they are the company who makes it, and they have the products readily available. And if they're out of stock, you can bet they're making them continually. So just reach out to Timeless if you like. You're not going to have to wait for it for months on end like some companies. You know, like Carve is probably the best example that people have gotten very upset with Carve. And I'm sort of shaving out of my sequence already because I'm so excited about this razor. So let's come across the grain and not against the grain. But some people have been very upset with Carve because of the time it takes. I still like Carve, quite frankly. At the price, I think it's a very good razor. And I think it's worth waiting for. But there are companies like Timeless that have razors readily available for you right now that they make and they continue to keep in stock. And that's something that a lot of shavers really appreciate. And so, how does the razor feel? It's nice. You get a little bit of blade feel. I don't think this feels, despite being that 95 blade gap, to me it doesn't feel threatening. I get some blade feel, but it's certainly not too much. It is an efficient razor. And really, really nice. Really nice indeed. And I'm sort of rinsing. I'm sorry for turning on the water. I'm sort of rinsing today because I don't want all that soap scum on it to have to clean off. So it's easier for me just to rinse that off rather than swirling it in the sink. Because when you swirl it in the sink, it's got all that soap scum and it tends to sort of build up on the razor. So if you rinse it, it's a little easier to deal with. I realize some people don't like that sound of water running. I apologize. I don't seek to offend with it, surely. So far, the Astra blade, the newer type, honestly, I can't tell a bit of difference between the new and the old. And according to the people at Astra, they are made in the same factory in the same way. I think when people get something in their head, it's hard to convince them otherwise. Because what happened initially was people thought they were getting counterfeit Astra blades. And then a viewer of mine, it might have even been Justin. Tell me, Justin, if it was you. But a viewer of mine actually reached out and sent me the email from Astra that said, no, these are exactly the same blade using exactly the same procedure versus laser labeling on the branding on the blade. So the blade steel is the same, the way they make it is the same. And I've got that email still somewhere. But people swear up and down these blades are different. I can't tell a bit of difference. Let's use get a little more hydration. The soap here is magnificent. The only drawback of this soap is that it's just not available right now, which is why I didn't give you the ingredients and scent notes and all that because, you know, but man, what a scent. And it is, again, an all-time great for me. All-time great. It is that good for me. I just love it. It is because, you know, I love citrus, but this one is so unique. I've never smelled anything like it. That they were able to bring some sort of darkness to it, lack of a better way of explaining it. And I just love it. I just love it. So this shave is one that's just really enjoyable. So thank you again, Justin, for selling me this razor. And again, I did get the scallop top cap and the OC plate from Timeless because I didn't want just the plain top cap. Although I'm gonna make, I'm probably gonna buy a handle and make another razor out of it with that, you know, plain Jane option to use. So that'll be awesome. And bought this with some Christmas funds that I received, along with also got a Ralph House straight razor and some other things that family members got me. Christmas was really nice for me this year. And I tell you, we could all use a boost based on the year we had. And honestly, in 2021, I've had some sort of good news and bad news. Yesterday, my nephew who has cancer was rushed to the hospital because he had a fever of 102. And with his chemo, he basically has no immune system. And so they've said if your temperature is over like 100 point something, you need to go to the ER. And he was rushed to the hospital where he was admitted, and they're giving him antibiotics because evidently he has some sort of infection. And it's really tough to see a child going through that of 6 years old. And so, you know, if you can offer thoughts, prayers, good vibes for Jacob, I really appreciate that. It's tough, you know, for the family, and it's certainly tough for him, and my heart goes out to him. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that because it's really difficult. But let's try to get back to enjoying the shave, which is the main thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, terrific razor here. Again, I look at these things when it comes to hardware as sort of a lifetime investment. So this will last longer than you. If you take care of it, I recommend that you disassemble it, clean it after every shave. Don't leave the blade in it. And dry it out. If you treat this well, it'll last you many lifetimes, most likely. Or it will last many lifetimes. It won't last you many lifetimes because presumably you won't be around for many lifetimes. But for your family or whoever you pass it down to, it will last. Terrific shave today. I'm super happy with this. So thank you again, Justin. And of course, thanks to the Timeless folks for making such a great razor. I've always been a fan of Timeless, continue to be. Haven't used them as much in recent years, but I'm so glad to have this again and using it again and just enjoying it. Again, made in the USA, right in Ohio. They make it themselves, so really, really nice. All right, let me rinse and then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back with the Magic Made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel, and that was a fantastic shave. Really, really enjoyed it. No nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, troubles. Fantastic. Used the PAA Allen block with dry dock off cam, and the only place I had a little burning was right there. It was really smooth, really nice. I thoroughly enjoy the Southern Witchcraft Grapefruit. I hope they'll make this. Again, if you're watching Southern Witchcraft, make more of this. Believe me, people want it, and it's something that I wish everybody could experience because I love it, and I would hope you would love it as I do. The TurnNShave brush sent to me by Justin as part of this purchase. Very, very nice. I enjoyed it, Justin. The Cashmere fan I loved, and this is my first TurnNShave brush, so I really enjoyed that. Thank you, Justin. And of course, the Timeless Titanium. Again, these start out at $225, so it's pricey, but you have to look at this as a lifetime investment, made right here in the United States. Smooth shaver, beautiful looking razor. It's a pleasure to own, to be honest with you. I couldn't be happier to own it. We used the Astra SP with the new type labeling on it. Feels just like a regular Astra green to me. I cannot tell any difference whatsoever. And I know people are convinced it's different, but for me, still great. And we're gonna finish off with the Southern Witchcraft Grapefruit Splash. We'll just get a little bit here. We want to conserve this because we want this to be around for a long time because it's just friggin' great. Just like this, we've had a wonderful shave today. I hope your shaves today were fantastic. I hope to see you back here tomorrow because you know I'll be here. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.